today's topic is Spring framework, or we can say Spring tutorial. In this, we are going to understand how Spring is going to help of creating a Java program, or how the Spring framework is going to help to creating a most effective Java program. Now let's start. First, in this, we are trying to understand the framework of Spring framework, and then what are the benefits of the Spring framework. Now, after that, we are after seeing the benefits of Spring framework, we are going to going to look at the architecture of the Spring framework. Means what are the contents of the Spring framework that we are going to check. Now, after that, we are trying to create one program uh, step by step. That is, we can say we are just creating a Spring program step by step. Now, after that, we are going to check IOC container, and after that, we are going to see how dependency injection is going to work in Spring. Now, let's start. Now, as we know that Java is platform independent, so the Spring is fully based on Spring is fully based on Java. So we can say it is one of the open source application, open source framework, that is the lightweighted, means it is not taking that much weight that other framework is taking, and it is fully based on Java application. It With the help of this Spring framework, we are going to create our enterprise applications or enterprise development more efficiently. Uh, it is developed in February 2003 by Mr. Rod Johnson, and Spring framework is also provide the .NET support for that. Spring.NET is one of the framework. It is the general purpose framework that provides the facility mainly for object management. Means how to going to manage the object with the help of Spring framework, that we can see in further how this application is going to be maintained. Now, these type of frameworks, we can say it is one of the framework of frameworks, because it provides the support uh, for various frameworks like Struts, Hibernate, Web Services, Scheduler, Ajax, EasyB, JSF, and any other frameworks. Means many frameworks that you can work that you can use within the Spring framework. uh, Spring framework is originally on the developed based on the principle of dependency injection and inversion of control. Dependency injection and inversion of control, that these are the two different concepts that is not related to Java, that we are going to see in further slides. Now, the now you can see the inversion of control and dependency injection. Both are the design pattern, means how in which way you are going to design your code, or in which way you are going to write your code that fulfill your requirement, and more efficient code you have to write. These are the just like a design pattern. In this example, suppose if you are not using if you are using a simple program, first you are going to create the object of uh, address class, object reference of address class in the employee class. Then in the employee constructor, you are going to create the object of that particular class. Yes, this means this is the just like a tight coupling, means here employee and address is employee has one address, and it is going to be uh, coupled tightly. So to overcome this problem, they have given the inversion of control, or we can inversion of control means here what you are going to do, instead of creating the object of address class, you are just going to pass the address class object from address object of address class in the constructor of employee as an argument. Means as a you are going to pass address object as an argument in the employee constructor. This is the inversion of control. Means you are going to inverse the control with the help of this inversion IOC. Your code is going to be loosely coupled, and there is no need to modify. Means there, if you want to do some coding for another different environment, there is no need to change that particular logic. In inversion of control, with the help of inversion of control, we can inject the dependency, and this provide we provide the metadata to the IOC container either by XML file or annotation. Means that information, the metadata means information about data that we can put with that we can write or that we can provide with the help of XML file or annotations. Yes, so the advantage of dependency injection, is that it is the loosely coupled, means the two different objects are not connected with each other tightly. They are dependent. They are independent, and make the code more easier. Means with the help of this dependency injection, your code is going to be most test more easier. Now, the benefit of the Spring Framework, with the help of this Spring Framework, you will have some benefits. First one is Spring Framework is not intrusive. Not intrusive means that your application code does not need to depend on the Spring Framework directly. Your whatever code you have written, that is not fully depend on Spring, or that is not directly depend on your Spring, and your code is not going to be your Spring Framework is not going to force the programmer to inherit any class or implement any interface. Means uh, in earlier programming of Java, we have to create one class and another class we have to create, and we have to suppose we have created one interface. Either if we want to implement interface, we have to implement interface and define all the methods that is related to interface. Yes, and another thing is if we want to extend a class, or if we want to inherit a class, then we want to property of that particular class, we should have to inherit that particular class. But in the case of a Spring Framework, there is no need to inherit any class or implement any interface. Loosely coupled, because of that we have seen, because of dependency injection, your code is loosely coupled. Means they are fully dependent, independent. AOP implementation, and because of AOP, the full form of AOP is aspect oriented programming. Because of this programming concept, your program is going to be implemented more easily. Lightweight lightweight IOC container means inversion of control container is there, that is going to be lightweighted, because of Spring Framework is mainly work with Fuso. The Fuso is a plain old Java object. Means it is just like a plain Java class and a plain Java object that you can create with the help of beans, and the class that you are going to create just like a simple, that it has the getter setter method and one of the method, and on constructor, depends on the number of fields. After that, whenever you are going to compare with EGB container, the one of the beneficial is that the developer and developing application on computer are limited memory and CPU resource. Means whenever you are when it, whenever you are going to compare with EGB container, the developer it required lots of memory and CPU resources. But when you are going to work with Spring Framework, IOC container, it is going to require limited memory and CPU resources. Now, after that, what the predefined templates means, Spring Framework provides template for, as we have seen earlier also, means we have seen I have taught, I have clear one statement. It is the framework of frameworks, means it provides some predefined templates, just like for JDBC, Hibernate technologies, and there is no need to write too much code. It hides the basic steps of these technologies. Means whenever you are going to connect the JDBC connection, you should have to write class.forName and driver manager connection object. You have to create. You have to create the statement object. You have to create either you have to create a statement object or prepared statement object that is going to be handled directly. And for exception handling, it is there is no need to write any code for exception handling, and other thing that is going to be skipped, means they have given some predefined template. Thus the template we have to use, and then our work is going to be easy to test dependency. Because of dependency injection, it is going to be uh, more easier for testing. The EZB or struts application requires server to run the application, but Spring Framework does not require server. Means whenever we are going to run our server, our application on Spring Framework, there is no need to require any server to run that particular application. In further slide, I will show how this is going to be work with the help of demo examples. With the help of demos, we can see and fast development dependency injection features of Spring Framework, and it support the various frameworks made the easy development of Java. With the help of this Spring Framework, we can also create the Java EE application, J2EE application more efficiently. Power of abstraction that we have seen, it combines JDBC, JPA, JTA, and JMS. Now, there's a declarative support. It provides declarative support for caching, validation, transactions, and formatting. Means whenever we require some support like validation related and transaction related and formatting related, it is going to be provided by the Spring frameworks. Now we are going to move forward for the Spring architecture, Spring framework architecture. It contains multiple modules. The Spring is used to develop your all enterprise applications. However, Spring is a modular. Spring is modular. Allow us to choose which module are applicable to you without having to bring in the rest. When we see the structure architecture of this, you are more easily understand. You are able to understand this statement. Means it provides multiple modules and depend on the user requirement or consumer requirement or customer requirement or client requirement. We can select the particular module and particular module or modules as per the requirement. Now it comprises many modules: core module, beans, context, expression language, AOP, aspects, instrumentation, JDBC, ORM, OXM, JMS, transaction, BAB, servlet, struts, etc. These modules are grouped into Means whenever we are going to see the architecture of this, we are going to discuss more. Now, this is the structure. As you see, as you can see, there are one of the module, data module. Means whenever you are going to develop, when you are going to work with only database, there is one module, data access integration. Whenever you are going to work with web application, there is some another module, web servlet, portrait, and struts. These are the one of the module. With the help of this, you can work with AOP aspects and instrumentation. And another one is Spring Core container, means it contains the core, beans, context, and expression language, and test for testing purpose. Now we are going to see a little bit the about this test. This layer provides the support for testing with JUnit and testing NG. These are the tools. With the help of these tools, we are going to perform the testing. Now, another module from bottom to top is Spring Core container. The Spring Core container contains core, beans, context, and expression language module. In the it contains the four submodules, core and bean. These module provides IOC and dependency injection features. Context, these module means whenever we want to work with IOC and dependency injection, we have to deal with core and beans. Context, this module supports internationalization internationalization of EJB, JMS, and basic robotics. Means whenever we are going to work with web things, at that time, and we are going to work with remote object, at that time we are going to work with context. Expression language, it is the extension of EL, expression language that is defined in the JSP. Means whatever expression language defined in JSP, it is extended in the Spring. It provides support to setting and getting property values, method invocation, invocation, accessing collections and indexers, named variable, logical and arithmetic operator, retrieval of object by name, etc. Means whatever features are there in the JSP, it is going to be implemented here also. Now, AOP, aspect and instrumentation. This is the third part. These modules support aspect-oriented programming, implementation where you can advise and point cut, etc. And to decouple the code, the aspects module provides support to integration with aspect J. Means aspect J is one of the concept. With the help of this, you can connect your aspects. The instrumentation module provides support to class instrumentation and class loader implementation. Whatever class loader implementation is there, that is going to be done with the help of instrumentation module. Data access and integration. This group comprises of JDBC, ORM, OXM, JSM, and transaction module. Means whatever database related operation, whatever database operation is there, that is going to be done with the help of data access integration. And the last one is web. This is responsible for web programming. Means it contains the web server, web servlet, web struts, portlet, etc. Means it going to provide the support for creating the web application. Whatever web application we are going to create, with the help of this we can create. Now the next part is of this presentation is how to create a Spring program. Now with the help of this, we are going to understand how to create the Spring program. There are 6 steps. Create the Java project. First we are going to see in the Eclipse, because in the earlier presentation or earlier videos I have shown the use of Eclipse, how to use the Eclipse. So in this I have carry forward in I have carried forward in this presentation or video also. So first you have to create the project. Just click on right click on this is right click on your right click, or just click on right click on project explorer, or just click on file and select the new project, or just select a new Java project. After that, you have created one of the project. Some Java, some jar file are required. That is the Spring dependency that we have to find out, or we can download the dependency from the Spring website also, and then create one of the class, one of the Pozo, one of the being class, or we can say one of the simple class, and create one of the XML file that is contain the information about your uh, class that you have created. Now after that, another class that is going to be access your student class that you have to create. And now last step is run the student details. Your program is going to be run with the help of student details. Okay, now create the Java project. These are the elaboration of these, the elaboration of the step. Go to file menu, new project, Java project, write the project name, whatever project name you want to provide. And the second step is download, and these three files we have to write. First one is org.springframework.core dash 3.0 3.0.1 dot release dash a form dot spring source dot org dot apache dot commons dot logging dash 1.1.1, and another one is org dot spring framework dot beans dash 3.0.1 point release a. These three files we have to require. If we want to, we can also find out some additional jar files. These three files are related to core application. Suppose we want to work with web application, and we want to work with context and other thing. So we have to download another more. We have to find out the more file also that is also available on the net or website, Spring website. Now, what we have to do? We have to mention, we have to set the build path, or we have to configure the path for these three files or three jar files. So for right click on your project and build path, add external archive, and select the required jar files and apply and close. Then your these Spring jar files are available for your program. Now this is the snapshot of your program that I have created. The create the student class. This is the simple Java Bean class containing the name property only. Means here we have created simple Bean class. It contains two fields, roll number and name, and getter setter method of these fields are there. These three things are there. The getter setter method of these two fields are there, and one additional method I have created, that is the display information of particular student. Means whatever information I want to and I want to print the roll number and name, that is going to be printed. Now after that, create the XML file. In uh, in case of Eclipse, we don't need to create XML file. Open the application context.file and write the following code. Or if in your code it is not available, in Eclipse it is not available, suppose, but in case of my Eclipse we don't need to create. But in the case of Eclipse we have to create. So just right click on your project and create one XML file and mention the name application context.xml. This name you can define anything, but remember the name, and that should be comes under the source folder. Whatever src folder is there, that I explained in Eclipse also. Uh, then create one XML file this is one of the XML file, and create one beans, a beans tag, that we have seen in the architecture. 4 beans means this is the beans, and then one bean ID I have to create bean. I have to create one bean tag, and its ID I have to define a student info, and you can define as per your convenience. And class I have created one. I have created the class inside the student package, inside the demo string package. Then the demo string dot student I have to write, and the property name I have defined the roll number. Then the roll number is there, and its value is 101. And another property I have defined the name, and its name is equals to name, and the value is the symbol. The bean element is used to define the bean of a given class. The property is a sub-element of the bean, specifies the property of the student class named property of the student class named roll number and name. The value specifies the property element will be set in the student class object by the IOC container. Means IOC container is going to play the role here, because you have set the value in the application context.xml file for the student class. Now we are going to check the next step. The fifth step is create the student detail class. In this class, or you can create any other class. In this class, the student class from the IC container using the getBean method of the bean factory. Means यहाँ पे here you are going to use IOC container uh, with the help of getBean method. Now these are the some some import part is there. org.springframework.bean.factory bean factory. This is one of the, and 4 you have to do. The first line you have to do with the man method, because this from this class you are going to run your program. Now the resource is one of the interface that is going to be create. A resource is equals to new class path resource. Here you have mentioned application context dot xml. Here you can create by your own. Means suppose I have written abc.xml at the time of creation context file. So here I have to mention abc.xml. Now another one of the bean factory object I have to create with the help of XML bean factory, and here I have to pass the resource. Resource is application context. Means from here you are going to find the name and value of the particular name of the value of the class. Now another one is student class I have created earlier. The getBean is going to generate one of the simple object that I have to convert into the form of student. That's why I have to do the typecast, the factory dot getBean, and here the student bean. Here the student bean, and there is some misprint, and there I have to mention student info. And now the student dot display info is going to be work. Now next step I'm going to run this class. Now the little bit description. The resource object represents the information of the application context.xml file. Means we will have the object, we will have the resource. We have to find out the resource. The resource is the interface, and the class path resource is the implementation class of the resource interface. Means the class path resource is one of the implementing class of the resource interface. Now the bean factory is responsible to return the bean. Bean factory is responsible for the to return the bean, and the XML bean factory is the implementation class of the bean. Means bean factory is one of the another one of the interface that is going to be work, and XML bean factory is the implementation class of the Bean Factory. There are many methods of the Bean Factory interface. One of the method is getBean that we have used to find out the object, which return the object of the associated class. Now test run the program. You will get the output. Hello, my roll number and name is equals to 101. This is the output that you are going to be able to see. Now we are going to check with the Eclipse how I have created. Now here I have created one project Spring Practice, and as I told you earlier, the application context folder should be the part of the SRC. Here you will find out the application context inside the SRC, but it is the content of the parallel content of demo Spring. That is one of the package. Okay. Now my student class that I have created. This is my student class. It is going to be is going to open. Yes, it is opened. This is my student class. This is student class. In this student class, I have created int roll number and name that I have explained earlier, and it is going to be print. Now the student details. Now the student details. What I am going to do inside the student detail, I have created resource, one of the object that I have created with the help of class path resource, and it is going to search the application context.xml, and here the XML Bean Factory is going to return the Bean Factory object. The object is factory that you can give any name, and the student st, and the factory dot get beans that I have explained, and st dot display is going to print the content of that particular. Now I'm going to run this. Now I'm going to run this. Just right click on your, and it is going to run a Java application. Now you can see it is going to print my roll number is equals to name, and the thing is there. Now after that, this is the step-by-step program of your first sprint program that you can do. Now the next part is IOC container that we are going to understand. IOC container. What is IOC container? The IOC container, the first, it is responsible for instantiate, configure, and assembles the object. Means whatever object you have created, that is going to be handled with the help of IOC container. The get information, and the next task is it is going to get the information from the XML file and work as per that information. The main task performed the IOC containers are, as I told, it is going to instantiate your application class, configure the object, assemble the dependency between the objects. Means it is going to be working working for the dependency between the various objects, and there are um, and then it is going to getting the information from the XML file that we have already seen. Means we have created one XML file, we have created one simple class, another class that is going to be use the that is going to that another one class that having the features of a string. With the help of that interfaces and classes, we have fetched the XML class, XML file, and we have put that value into the simple class or bean class. Then whenever we are going to print, with the help of this, we have printed out. Okay, now there are two types of IOC container. First one is bean factory and another one is application context. Means we can create our program with the help of two steps, with the help of two IOC container. First one is bean factory that I have shown you, and next one is application context. Both are the different part. First one is the first one is the container. First one is the part of org.springframework.beans.factory.bean factory, and another one is the part of org.springframework.context.application context interface. Means both resides in different location, or we can say in different packages. The application context interface is built on top of the bean factory interface. Means it is the top. It is the top in the hierarchy. When we say the hierarchy, application context come first, then bean factory comes. It added some extra functionality than bean factory, such as simple integration with Spring IOP, message resource handling, event propagation, application layer specific context, web application context for web applications. Means whenever it provides some these types of features, so it is better as compared to bean factory. Using bean factory, what we have to write? We have to write two lines, and then we are going to get the object with the help of get beans. But when we are going to work with application context, we have to write just this line, and after that we will have get. Then then we will